Hello everyone, I'm Frank, and welcome to Frank Puzzles, and this is today's easy level puzzle. Now, take that easiness with a grain of salt, because it's considered easy by the people on the Logic Masters Germany forum, and there's a lot of really smart people there. Today's puzzle is called 7 Up by Matt Trussell, and here are the rules. We have normal Sudoku rules apply, which means in every cell in the grid, place a single digit from 1 through 9 such that there are no repeats in any row, column, or designated 9-cell region. That is a box. We also have 7-tropy lines, where every set of 3 adjacent digits on a dashed peach line must contain a digit from each of the 7 subsets of 1 and 6 adding together, 2 and 5 adding together, and 3 and 4 adding together, because they add up to 7, right? That's why it's called a 7-tropy line. So every 3 digits along the 7-tropy line must contain a digit from each of the subsets of 1, 6, 2, 5, and 3, 4, which are all the subsets that add up to 7, right? 1 and 6 add up to 7, 2, 5 add up to 7, and 3, 4 add up to 7. A 7, 8, or a 9 may not appear on a 7-tropy line, and digits on the line may repeat if allowed by other rules, obviously. So, for example, you could have something like 6, not 9, you can't have 9. You could have a 6, a 2, and like a 4 here. And that would be valid because you have a digit from the set 1 and 6, a digit from the set 2 and 5, and a digit from the set 3 and 4. And that's an example of how 7-tropy line works. Or sorry, 7-tropy line works. I was thinking of the 10-tropy lines, but also, we have circles, where digits in a marked circle is the sum of all orthogonal neighbors within its box. And small arrows are given as reminders of which cells count toward the sum. So that's actually very helpful. So that's very nice. So basically, this is the sum of the 2 cells that share an edge with it, which is another way of saying the sum of its orthogonal neighbors, right? In the box. So, for example, you could have, if you knew this was 3 and 5, this had to be 8, because these 2 digits must equal what this digit is. Whereas this would be the sum of these 3 cells, which are the cells in the box that share an edge with it. Obviously, this one would be the sum of these 2. It cannot be the sum of this one because it's not in the same box as it. And those are all the rules. If you'd like to play along, there's going to be a link in the description. And now, I'm going to get started. Let's go. Okay, so on a 7-tropy line, you don't have any digits from 7 through 9. That's very important because that means in certain boxes, we know where certain digits have to be. So, for example, it's specifically like looking at this middle digit. This middle box. We have to have 7, 8, and 9 in the digits of this middle box. Well, 9 can never be added up with another digit to add up to 9. So one of these 2 digits is a 9, and the other 2 digits are 7 and 8 with it. One of them 7 or 8. The other one we're not quite sure about. But we know in box 5 you have to have a 7, 8, and a 9 in either the cells that the circle points to, which they share an edge to, or they have to be essentially in the other corresponding one. So interestingly enough, you cannot have both 7 and 8s here, right? Because if both of these are 7 and 8, only one of these digits is going to be higher than that, which would be the 9. So one of these is 7 or 8, and the other one has to be some other digit from 1 through 6. So that means the circle have to be either 9 or a digit from 7 or 8. Okay. This digit is the sum of 3 digits, unique digits in the box. So this must be 6 through 9. Same here. This must be 6 through 9. In box 4, you can only have 2 digits here from 7 through 9. Therefore, one of these must be 7 through 9. And it has to be at least this one, right? One of these two cells. Because if this were 7 through 9, obviously any of these could be 7 through 9. But if these two are 7 through 9 and this is 7 through 9, these would never be greater than 7 through 9, right? So that wouldn't work. So if you have 2 here, this one obviously can't be. Actually, okay. In column 2, we know exactly which digits are 7 through 9. None of these can be. And this one can't be because they're all 7-tropy lines. So we know this is 7 through 9, but it can't be 9 because it's basically adding up with another digit to add up to another digit. So this is 8 or 9. That makes this 7 through 9, and one of these two digits is a 9. Okay. So this must be 1 or 2 here, guaranteed, because of the way the 7-tropy line reacts in column 2. That's 6. I don't think there's any other 6s that we have, really. So this is 1 or 2. That means this adds up to, these two digits must add up to 7, right? Because since they're all different subsets, you're going to be losing this subset when you go here. And therefore, this must be in the corresponding one that adds up to 7, right? So it must be 1, 6, and 2 or 5. That means one of 3 or 4 is here. The other one of 3 or 4 has to be here too. Oh, and in fact, so okay, let's start marking subsets. These are the same subset, right? Because every 3 sets of adjacent digits on the dash page line has to be the same, has to have one of every subset, and we're losing this one, so it must match that one. So this can never be the orange subset, neither of these. So this must be the orange subset here. We're going to make this yellow and this pink. We don't know which one's which. So this is 2 separate subsets. We don't know which one's which either. Orange just cannot be here, so this can't be orange. This is pink or yellow. One of these is orange. So this is the corresponding pink or yellow. We're going to mark this one as green, and then mark that. So that's green. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. So those are those subsets. Let's see. We're going to mark this as red. So that matches this, that matches that matches this. Okay. And then this, so this is the other green here. Interesting. Right, one of these two is green. Because these are both going to be the same. I guess we'll mark those as gray. This will mark as blue. It must match that one. This marks this one. So orange cannot be here. Orange cannot be here. Where is the orange? Orange, the other orange has to be here then. Which means this cannot be orange. This is the other 7, 8, or 9 then. And it cannot be 9, so 7 or 8. That means in column 3, we only have 1, 7, 8, or 9. So the other two have to be here, or here, or here. Okay, so this cannot be the green one. So the blue one is one of these two. We have a similar scenario here. So neither of these could be green. So we know the green has to be here with 7 or 8. We're not sure which, though. Hmm. Okay, remaining digits. Red cannot be in row 6 anymore. So we're looking for a gray or a green. Green cannot be in the remaining digits either, because we have 2 greens. So we have a gray with 7, 8, or 9 remaining. Interesting. Does that help us any? I'm not really sure. Um... uh, where are these digits? So we know only one digit here can be from 7, 8, 9, because these are tentropy lines. This is a tentropy line. We already have 2 digits from 7, 8, 9 here. Right, because this orange has to match that orange, because it can't be here, can't be here, can't be on the line. So it has to be here. Well, since one of these is 7, 8, or 9, the other two 7, 8, or 9s in box 4 have to be here. Well, where are they? Where are these two 7, 8, 9s then in box 1? They can only match those two. So these three, whichever the 7, 8, and 9s are here, must match these two specifically. Okay. What does that mean? I'm not really sure. Um, one of them must match this one, and the other one must match this one, which matches that. Okay. Doesn't really tell us much. Hmm. Uh, hmm. Hmm. Ah, where are the orange digits here in box 4? The orange digits can never be any of these cells, so it can't be green. One of them could be here. Where's the other one? It must be here too. So whatever this digit is must match here. So these two cells match these, and this cell matches this. Okay, that's interesting. Interesting. Okay. This is less than both of these two cells. If this were a 7 or 8 or 9, the problem with that being a 7, 8, or 9 is it would have to be less than both of these, which would force the 7, 8, and 9 in box 4 all to be these cells. But we know one of them has to be here. So this cannot be 7, 8, and 9. This has to be the other orange, and it must be less than 7, 8, and 9, right? Because it must add up to, with another digit, to add up to these two digits. So this is 7, 8, or 9 here. This must be 1, 2, 5, or 6. We're not sure which. Same here. Right? Both of these are green. Hmm. Hmm. Huh. So this cannot be both greens. It cannot be both oranges. It could be the red, though. So this is either red or it's 7, 8, and 9. Hmm. Obviously, if this is orange, these two must add up to 7 here. That seems fine. If this is not orange... Hmm. That means both of these are orange? Hmm. Possible. Okay, so actually, where is the gray in row 6? Can't be any of these because these are 7, 8, or 9. So the gray has to be one of these two. Red could be here. Could match the orange. Hmm. Hmm. So this is medium or red. We're not sure which. Hmm. Green has to be one of these two then. Which means green cannot be here. Green cannot be here. Hmm. Oh, this is interesting. These 3-cell arrows are interesting. Along with this 2-cell arrow. So we know the most that these 3 circles can be is adds up to 24, right? Because it's 7, 8, and 9. Because they all are in the same column, so they cannot have repeats there. What is the sum of these? What can they be? You have 5 different digits here. That's 15 at minimum, plus 3, right? That is 3 different digits here, which would be essentially that's minimum 1, 2, and 3. So that's minimum of 6 for these 3 cells and minimum of 15 for those. So that's 21 already. Therefore, these three digits must at least add up to 21. That would be at minimum 4 here. Oops. So this is 4 through 9. You have 3 degrees of freedom, so this could actually still have, you can't have a 9 in any of these. Wait, if this is 4, that means this becomes a minimum of 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So I don't think 4 is possible there. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Um, that is equal to 6 plus 5 plus 6. That's 17. 17 plus 6 is 23. So this can never be 4. I think 5 might be okay. If you have 5 here, 5, 8, and you have the minimum digits of 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, which is 16, plus 6 is 22. Yeah, so 5 could actually be here. Hmm. These 2 digits here must add up to, we should probably do that then. These 2 digits must be equal to the sum of these 4. Actually, that's not very helpful. This is helpful though. These 2 digits must be the sum of these 5. Oh. And these 5 must contain a digit from 7, 8, or 9. Guaranteed. So 9 has to be one of these 2, obviously. But if you have a 7 here, and because none of these could be 7, 8, or 9, so 7, 8, 9 has to be these 5. Well, these 2 are the sum of these 5 here. And that means the other digit must contain a 7, 8, or 9. Well, 7 cannot be... The thing is, if we had an 8 here, 7 and 9 can never add up to the combination of those digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 8 at minimum, it adds up to 18, and 7 and 9 add up to 16. So this must be an 8-9 pair here. Well, if this is an 8-9 pair, adding up to 17, these are 1 through 4 and 7. And 7 cannot be on the 7 trippy line. Cannot be part of the 3 digits adding up to another digit, because 7 plus 1 plus 2, it already adds up to 10. So this can't be 7, therefore this must be a 7. This is 7, it must be with 1 or 2, therefore this is 5 or 6 here. This is also 5 or 6, so this 5, 6, 5, 6 pair eliminates all the digits from 5 or 6 in the rest of the row. This can't be 5 or 6, this is the 1, 2, which means this can't be 1 or 2. This is the orange 5, 6 then. The only way this adds up to 8 or 9 is if this is 1, 3, and 4, right? Because we already knew all 5 of these add up to the 8 and 9 combined to add up to 17. And the 7 has to be here because it can't be on the 7 trippy line. So this must be a 1, 3, 4 combination, which means this can't be 9. This is 8, which makes this 9, and this must be a 2. So this has to be 5. Correspondingly, that means the green can never be 2 or 5, so it's 1, 3, 4, or 6. This is not a 5, so it's a 6, which means 6 cannot be here, which means this can't be the corresponding 1. This can't be 8 anymore. This can't be the corresponding 1 either. If that were 1, that would force this to be a 6, because it has to be the same set. This 8 eliminates 8 here. 8 must be one of these 3 digits here. Okay. This cannot be 1 because it's not part of. It can't be part of the 1-6 set here. This has to be part of the 3-4 set. That means 1 has to be one of these two. This is 1 or 2. It's with 5 or 6, so that matches here. That means 1 or 2 must be one of these. I'm not sure which. So 1 of 2 or 5 is here. Can this ever be 1, 2, 3? And the answer is no. If this is 1, 2, 3, that makes this 3. Sorry, this makes this 4, which makes that a 3, which is not allowed. I think the same thing with the 7. If this is 7, this becomes a 1, 2, 4 triplet, which eliminates 1, 2, 4 here, so that becomes a 3, which would force that to be 4. So yeah, this has to be 9 then. So this cannot be 8 or 9, obviously. This is a 9, which means none of these could be 9. It could be 1, 2, and 6 because that forces that to be 3, 4. It could be 2, 3. It cannot be 1, 3, and 5. If it's 1, 3, and 5, the problem is that this would eliminate 1, 6, and 3, 4 as possibilities for both of these cells. So that's not allowed. So this is either 1, 2, 6, oops, or 2, 3, 4. That means in the rest of box 6, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 quintuplet because these two add up to 7. These must add up to 9, and it can only be with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Therefore, the remaining digits must be 5, 7, and 8. And 7 and 8 cannot be on the 7 trippy line, so this is a 7, 8 pair, which forces this to be a 5. So all the grays are, so this can't be gray here. That means this is the corresponding gray. This is 2, this is 5, this is, we're not sure. So this has to be 2 here. This is 2, this is 5, these can't be 2. So this becomes a 1, 3, 4, 6 possibility. 2 and 5 cannot be here. This is 2 with another digit adding up to 7, 8, or 9. Well, it can't be 5, so this can't be 7. This has to be then 6 or 7 with the 2 adding up to 8 or 9 here. Okay. This is 2 or 5, we're not sure which. This can't be the 1 or 2. It must be the corresponding orange 5 or 6. So this must be a red. Right, because we already have both greens. We have both medium grays, so this has to be a red. We have a 1, 3, 4, 6 quadruplet in... Actually, this can't be 6 because if that were 1... Sorry, if this were 6, that would have to be 1. And then this would be 6, which is not allowed. Actually, this can't be 6, so this can't be 1. One of these is a 6, so this can't be 6 here. But we have a 1, 3, 4, 6 quadruplet in row 4, which eliminates 1, 3, 4, and 6 in the rest of the rows, so this is a 7, 8, or 9. That makes this is not green here, so this must be a red. Since this is a red, that does not match orange, because you have both oranges here. So the oranges must be the grays. Can't be red, can't be green, it must be the grays. So we can remove those. Those are orange, so this must be a 2. That makes this 9 and 7. This has to be 5. This is 2, this is 5. That makes this 2 and 5. None of these can be 7 because the 2 cannot add up with it to add up to 7. So this is wait, then they would both be 3 and 4. That doesn't work. Ah, wait. Hold on. That's weird. Okay, something in my logic didn't make any sense. What is that? This is, I believe, correct, right? If we try to have, we know there's a 7, 8, or 9 here. If you try to have 8 be the ones that add up, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 8. 9 obviously can't be here. It has to be one of these. So this has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, adding up to 8 and 9. So 7 has to be here because you can't have 7 be part of 3 digits adding up to another single digit. And again, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, this could be 2 and 3. I messed up there. Okay, my bad. That's the problem. This is not 2 and 5. Hmm. Bad assumption. That's kind of bad. Okay. So, this could be 2, 3, 4 here still. That means this is still 1, 2. That can't be 1, 2. I think we've just shown that this can't be 2 and 5. Interesting. Right. Because, okay, so... These do not include the green set. And thus must add up to 7. That means this has to be 8 or 9 also. Because these two add up to 7. Actually, yeah. These two add up to 7. These 3 add up to at minimum. So since these two add up to 7, these 3 must add up to at least 8. And the reasoning is because if you have a minimum of 5 digits adding up to 15, this has to be 8 or 9. So this cannot be 8 or 9 here. 7 cannot be any of these digits. So 7 has to be one of these two. Again, these add up to 7. These must add up to a minimum of 8. Because since these add up to 7, if you try to have anything less than 8, the problem is that these plus these would then add up to less than 7 plus 7. Or would add up to 7 or 7 or less. And that would be 14, which is not allowed for 5 unique digits in the same box. Right, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 add up to 15. 7 has to be one of these two, because it can't be part of the 3 digits adding up to another single digit. And the other one, this digit, cannot be here. So this must be a 7, 8, 9 triplet here. That means this cannot be the gray. This is gray. So gray matches with gray. What is this? This can't be gray because we have the 2 grays in the box. We have the 2 greens in the box. This must be the red. So since this is red, and I guess this still could be gray and gray, though. This then forces this to be 7, 8, or 9. We don't know. So one of these, so this is either gray or it's red. We're not sure. That it basically cannot be the orange. So we know these two add up to 7. This must be 1 or 2. So this is 5 or 6 also. 1 or 2. That makes this 5 or 6. Because these add up to 7, right? So this is 7 plus 1 or 2 adds up to 8 or 9. And the reason why we know these is because, so this has to be non-orange. So one of these is orange. We're not sure which one this is. It's either gray or red. None of these, well, one of these could add up to 7. We actually now, okay, so if this is 5 and 2, well, no, the question was if this is 2 and 5. So if this is 2 and 5, this must be 2, 5, which makes this 1 and 6. Oh, we don't know, actually. How did we figure this out? Hmm. Oh, because this is 6. Right. So you cannot have 5 or 6 in the rest of column 8 because of the 5, 6 pair. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 then, which makes this 3, 4, 5, 6, and this 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, that means none of these could be 3, 4, 5, 6. So they have to be 1, 2, 3, 4, right? To match. This is 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 3, 4, 5, 6. Because it must match that one. This could be 1 or 2 also, though. So the other green has to be here. So 7 is here. 7 has to be one of these 3, but it cannot be this one because then it would add up with another digit to add up to 5 or 6, which is not allowed. How did we get this being 2, 5? Okay, so these 3 digits plus these 3 digits add up to 17. No, that doesn't tell us anything. Never mind. So this can never be... it has to be green or red, right? That's not helping us. Oh, this is 5, 6, and this is 5. Well, yes, this can never be 5, 6. So this has to be 1, it has to be 3 or 4, right? Because this doesn't match with either of these sets. Well, this is only 5 or 6, and this is only 5 or 6. Therefore, that counts for the 1, 6 subset and the 2, 5 subset. So this has to be a 3, 4 subset. And one of these is a 3, 4 subset. We're not sure which, because this is 1, 2 with 5 or 6, because this adds up to 7, so it adds up with 1 or 2 to add up to 8 or 9. Therefore, in column 8, we also can't have a 3, 4, because one of these must be a 3, 4, and this is a 3, 4, obviously. So because of that, this can't be 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. So we have 1, 2, 8, and 9 here. Obviously, this can't be 9. 9 has to be one of these 2 here. And 8 has to be one of these 3. Well, this can't be 8 because 8 would add up with another digit to add up to 5, 6, or 7, which is not allowed. So this has to be an 8, 9 pair here. 7 is one of these. So this is 1 or 2. It could be with 3 through 6 here. Okay. What does that mean? I'm not really sure. Anyways, how did we get 2, 5 here? Because if it's 2, 5, this becomes 9, right? that would force this to be 6, 1, and 2. No, sorry. If this is 2, 5, this would be 9, this would be 8. You'd have 1, 3, 4 here. This would be 6. Therefore, this would be 9, 1, 2, 6. But the problem is, right, that's a... I like to find a better solution than basically just running through the possibilities here. How do we know what these are, right? Hmm. So this digit cannot be either of these digits here. This is the other 7 or 8, and it cannot be 9, right? So 9 can never be here. 9, because we knew 9 had to be one of these two. 9 had to be one of these two. Um, this is 3, 4, 5, or 6. We're not sure which. Again, we know one of these is the other green because we have 2 medium grays and 2 reds in that box. Uh, this cell must match this one. Guaranteed. Because it sees this red here, right? This we're not sure of. So the gray has to be 1, 2, 5, or 6. So I think, yeah. If this, okay, so the reasoning here, no, because this could be the same. So it would have to be here. No, never mind. Let's see. Okay, so green. Okay, green and red. That's how it is. Green and red never add up to 7. Gray and green never add up to 7. Actually, none of these could add up to 7, right? These two add up to 7. These two add up to 7, guaranteed. So 7 can never be here, which means this is an 8, 9 pair in box 5, which eliminates 8 and 9 in the rest of the box. So this must be a 7 here, which means this can't be 7. Therefore, this becomes an 8, 9 pair here, which eliminates 8 and 9 in the rest of the box. So this is a 7, which means this can't be 7 here. This is 8 or 9. So this has to add up to 8 or 9. It's either 6 or 7 here, right? If it's 6, you can have with 2 adding up to 8. And this can never be 7. If this were 7, it would be 7 and 3 adding up to 10. And the reason why we know that is this has to be 3, 4, 5, 6 because this can never be 5 or 6. If this were 1 or 2, that would be 5 or 6 here, but that we already have a 5, 6, 5, 6 pair in the column. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, which forces this to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Therefore, this is 3, 4, 5, 6, so this cannot ever be 7. Therefore, this is not the green, and it is the 7. So this is 7, 8, and 9, 1, and 2 here. Okay. It cannot be 1 or 2 here, because if this is 1 or 2, that adds up to a minimum of 7 here, but it's with red, right? So this can't be 1 or 2. It must be 3, 4, 5, 6, which forces this not to be 5 or 6. This is 1 through 4. So this matches this one. Actually, it doesn't necessarily have to. If it's 3, 4, this could actually match that one. But we know one of these is a 5 or 6 here. That doesn't help us much. Okay. Yeah. We don't know what this is. I guess it's also green or red, right? Can it ever be? It can never be gray, right? Because this is 3, 4. So it's not it's guaranteed not to be gray. Therefore, this is green or red. And the reason why we know that is because this plus 7 must add up to 8 or 9. That's the reason why. So this is 5 or 6. And we know, therefore, this is 3 or 4. This is a green or red pair here, so this can't be red. This must be the same as gray. So we know all of these are gray. This has to be gray then. No. Either this is a pair of gray or this is gray. We're not sure which. So this actually also has to be gray. So it must match here. Because there's no other place for it in column 8. This is red. This is a green-red pair. Which means we have a gray here, a gray 5, 6, and the other one cannot be red because, again, one of the reds is here, one of the greens is here, so this is red and green. So this cannot be red. This is gray or green here. Well, if it's gray and gray, it has to add up to 7, right? That's guaranteed. If it's gray or green, could be any combination though. But this doesn't actually. This could be 7, right? So this could be green or gray also. This is interesting. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure this how. Okay, so these are two the same. How do we figure out that this is 2 to match? Why couldn't this be 2, I guess is kind of the question. Maybe it could. Maybe I messed that up too. Oh, what are these digits? This digit must match this one because these are the same gray, and this adds up to 7, and this adds up to 7. Let's remove the blue. Let's make this blue then. So this is blue. We have blue and blue. That means this must be also blue. There's no other, yeah. I guess, or maybe we make this pink. Maybe we'll make it pink and just remove these. Orange is still important. So then we'll make this blue, I guess. So this matches blue here, blue's here. Blue is one of these two. We're not sure which. 7 is also one of these two. Ah, this can't be 7, though. If this is 7, it must be green and green adding up, and it isn't. So this has to be 8 or 9. So this is the blue also. So this can't be blue. This is green. This has to be a 7. Since this is 7, this has to be 8, which makes this a 9. That's interesting. That means 8 cannot be here. Oh, well, there you go. This 7-9 pair eliminates 7 9 in the rest of the column, so this is 8, which forces this to be 1 and 6, adding up to 9. So this is 6. This is 7. This can't be 1 or 6. So this can't be 1 or 6 here. This can't be 6. So this is 6. One of these is a 1. This is then a 6. This must be 1 here. That means this can't be 1 here. This can never be 4. This has to be a 2-3 pair here, right? To add up to 8 and 9. And this is how you disambiguate everything, right? So this must be 2 and 3. That 2-3 pair eliminates 2 and 3 in the rest of the box. So this can't be 2, this can't be 3. This can't be 1 here. Where is the 1 in box 4? It must be here. Therefore, the gray matches the orange. So that means this is 1. This is 6. This is 1. This is 6. This is 1. This is 1 and 6. This is 5. Therefore, this is 2, 3, 4 to add up to 9, and this must be 8 with the 1. So this can't be 1 or 6 here. This is 4 or 5 here. It cannot be orange. So this is red. That makes this 2 or 3 to add up to 7 with the 2, 4 or 5. This can't be 1, obviously. This can't be 6. The pink is the 8. And the blue is the 9. So this is 9. That means this must be 4 and 5 adding up to 9. So this is a 2-3 pair again. That makes this not 3 because of the 2-3 pair in the row. So this is a 4-5, 4-5 pair. This can't be 4. This becomes a 2-3 pair, which eliminates 2 and 3 in the rest of the column. So this must be 4, which means this can't be 4 here. This can't be 1 or 4. This is a 2-3 pair. Eliminating 2 and 3 in the rest of the column. So this can't be 3. This can't be orange because that would have to be matching that. So orange is one of these two, which means 6 is one of these. So it's either 6 and 7, at 1, 6 adding up to 7, or 1, 5 adding up to 6. Okay. Okay, that means we have to have a 6 here. Because these 3 digits must be in the set 1, 6, 2, 5, and 3, 4. We can't have a 1, so this must have a 6. Which means this can't be 6, this is 7. So it's neither blue or orange. So this must be green or orange, so this is orange here. This cannot be 7 anymore. This is the other orange. This must be a 6 here. That means we have 2, 3, 4, 5 here. And it cannot be 2 and 3 because of the 4, 5 pair in... Sorry, the 2, 3 pair in the column. So this is 4, 5. This 9 eliminates 9 here, so this is 8. That's fine. This is 8 and 9. The rest of column 7 is 2, 3, 4, 5. This must be a 4, 5 because of the 2, 3 pair in the column. Okay. This can never be 9. Can't be 8. It's 4 and 5. It can't be 6. The sum, so this digit has to be greater than 4 or 5. And it can't be 4 or 5 because of the 4 or 5 pair. Can't be 6, 8, or 9, so this must be 7. Therefore, this must be a 2, 3, and this must be a 2, 3 here. So these digits are the same set. We're not sure which, though. We have a 4, 5 pair in column 1 because of the rest of the column. The 2, 3 pair eliminates 2 and 3. Therefore, this is a 2, 3 pair here. Okay. This cannot be 1, so this can't be a 6, because these would have to add up to 7, and if this were 6, that would force that to be 1. 1 can't be here. We have a 4, 5, 4, 5 pair in row 3, which eliminates 4 and 5 in the rest of the row, so this can't be 4, 5, this is 2 or 3. This is the green 4, 5, so this must be the red 4, 5 here, which makes this the green 4, 5. Therefore, this is the red 2, 3. This is the green 2, 3 here. And we don't know about these. And this 4 eliminates 4 here. So this is 5. This is 4. That makes this add up with that to add up to 7. So this is 2. This is 3. The 2 here eliminates 2 here. So this is 3 and 2. That's 3 in the corner. We celebrate because we know we're getting close to solving it. We don't need any of the colors here because we have the digits. We can get rid of the oranges then. And the pinks and the blues. Okay, let's see. The rest of row 3 cannot contain 4, 5, 6, or 7. It's 1, 2, 3, 8, and 9. This can't be 1. This can't be 9. This can't be 8. Okay. It doesn't tell us too much. The rest of row 1 is 2 through 6. And 6 again cannot be here. This is 2, 3, 4, 5. That matches 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, the 6 here already eliminates 6 there, so. These two match. So we're gonna have an orange and an orange. This cannot be green, because if this were green, you'd have 2 greens already in row 1, and one of these must be the green set. So this is not green, this has to be red. One of these is green, but we're not sure which. So the red also has 3 digits here. We don't know which one's red, though, here. Okay. We have a 2, 3, 4, 5 quadruplet. So this cannot be orange here. Orange is green or red. We already knew that, though. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4. So this has to be 7, 8, and 9 as the remaining digits. In row 2, this can't be 7 or 8 because of the 7 and 8 in the column. So this is 9, which means this can't be 9. This is 8. That makes that 9. 8 and 9 cannot be here, so that's 7. Again, this can't be 9 here, so 8 is one of these two. Okay. This is 1, 2, or 3. This is 2 or 3. We have another 1, 2, or 3 here. Rest of row 9 is 1, 5, and 9. 9 cannot be here or here, therefore this is a 9. This 9 eliminates 9 here, so this is 7 and 9. We have the remaining digits in row 8. They have to be 2, 6, and 8. The remaining digits in row 7 are 3, 4, and 7. Well, this digit can't be 6 or 8 because of the 6 or 8 in the column, so this is a 2. Neither of these can be 2 here. This 2 eliminates 2 here and 2 here. Since this can't be 2 anymore, this can't be 5. Where is 7 in row 7? Can't be either of these because of the 7s in the row, or in the column, sorry. So this must be a 7 here. Hmm. Oh, this is 6 and 2 adding up to 8, right? So the reds must be 2. We don't know about that one. The low reds must be 2. And we can remove the reds here. This is a red, but we don't know which. This has to be 5. So the low greens must be 3. And it's 3 in the corner. We celebrate because we know we're getting close to solving it. The rest of the greens are 4s. Okay. So that means this cannot be 4. This cannot be 4. Since this can't be 4, and this can't be 2 either, this must be a 3. So that matches that as a 4. These can't be 3 or 4. This is 2, 5, 6 triplet. This can't be 2, though. This 3 eliminates 3 here, so this can't be 3. This is 1. This 4 eliminates 4 here, so that's 3. 1 eliminates 1 here, so it's a 5, which makes that 1, which this 3 makes that a 4. This can't be 3 anymore, and this can't be 2. This 1 eliminates 1 here, so this must be 8. This can't be 2, 3, or 4, so it's 5. That makes this, since this is not matching the orange, it has to be red, and so it must be 2. That means this can't be 2 here. That makes this a 2, which makes this a 3. This 5 eliminates 5 here, so it's a 6, which makes that a 5. And this 8 eliminates 8 here, so it's 6 and 8. Wow, that took me a while. Pretty interesting use of the 7 trippy. I don't think I would consider this easy. Would I consider it challenging? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's close. Yeah, I think I would consider this at least challenging. I mean, it's not hard, but yeah, you have to think about the logic here, which was interesting, and then the logic here. And I don't think that's easy logic to have. So I would not consider this an easy puzzle. Very cool, though. The construction of this was very interesting. I made that bad assumption here, which was, I don't even know why I assumed that. That was just a weird assumption to make. Anyways, pretty fun puzzle. I hope you enjoyed this solve, and I'll see you next time on Frank Puzzles. Take care.